Hey everybody! Welcome to the I guess our first arc of the Chaos Crew under me has ended, so we're going into new territory now. The Xanathar is dead. Manshoon, the leader of the Zentarum, has taken over as the Blackstaff Waterdeep. Uh, who knows? Who knows what will happen next? The party has piece of the Ori the Wanderer. Solaris has the Stone of Galore. A lot of stuff. Patience is in Mount Celestia. um, so yeah, let's just freaking do this thing, you know. Um, so let's start with Solaris, since you weren't here last time, Jeanette. Um,
Okay.
so we saved Renair. So that's good. With the help of Lara Elra Parsard, who's a member of Force Grey, and she also evidently told you that she was one of Renair's exes. You know, they'd kind of dated for a little bit, but
Yep.
she seemed pretty cool. She was like, yeah, I've been told about you, Solaris. You seem all right.
The ex-girlfriend. Gotcha.
Yeah, and she used a scroll to unpetrify Renair and to make the Xanathar sucks back up to normal size. Um,
Did we
but
reattach his hand first?
that's a good question. Would you like to say that we did?
I mean, I think that's really up to you.
Hmm,
Because
I'm
I
gonna
don't know where
roll.
his hand was.
That's
So,
fair. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna say no.
oh,
I rolled a two. So no, actually, his
man.
hand was somewhere in Skullport. Um,
What is it with my loved ones and losing their hands?
I think it's just a curse around you, Solaris. I don't know. That's very possible. Um, but you guys got back to the Newell Troll late that night, and Manshoon made his little proclamation. So it's actually the next day for us, Solaris. Um, and you and Yami are in an office in the Palace of Waterdeep, the sort of governmental structure of the city. Um, and there is a very fine desk made of this sort of dark burnished wood. Um, there is a window that looks out, and you can see off over the sort of smoking morning chimneys of fall and Waterdeep. The walking statue known as the Hawkman rising up from amid the other buildings. Um, Sort of behind the desk, there is or sort of off to the side of the desk, there's a big portrait of a woman with this sort of silvery hair running down as she's sort of just leaning on a railing with Waterdeep in the back. Um, and actually, make me a history roll.
History. All
Yeah,
right.
see if you know anything about those.
We're going to have a 16 on that.
Okay. And you're not like trained in painter supplies or anything, right? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
such an.
Um, so you would know that this appears to be a painting of Laryl Silverhand, who is the old lady mage of Waterdeep, and now the Open Lord as of last year or a little bit before that. Um, and there's actually a mark, a signature on this that appears to be of the original Blackstaff, who was Laryl's husband 100 years ago. Um, it looks like he's the one who painted this, uh, which makes sense because she is the one behind the desk, sitting across from you and Yami and Mert, the moneylender, who is someone that you have met before.
Oh,
Um, and she is just sort of sitting there across the desk, and she says, "All right, tell me exactly what happened one more time."
um, well, there was I'm still old, right?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
yeah. Um, well, so do I start at the beginning? There was a ghost, and well, Renair and I turned old because we got scared by the ghost. Then we teleported away, and we got captured by the Xanathar because there was this whole mix-up. Magic sucks, and then we
It
got
does have its ups and downs, yes.
mostly downs from my experience. Mostly lots of downs, but then we got imprisoned, and they like did some torture stuff, and then we tried to escape. Renair didn't get away. I did. There was a troll. Then there was this whole big fight, and I mean, and then apparently bunch of people died. Bunch of people are missing. I don't know the whole story. Renair's missing a hand now.
I'll take over here, Solaris. I'll fill in some of the little details. So, Solaris disappeared for us. Solaris just, I would snap my fingers, but I don't have them anymore. She disappeared, and I went off on our old friend Aranax, the gold dragon. Yeah, we met, yes. I talked to some buddy buds who I thought we could rely on. Blackstaff, Vajra, huh? She's pretty nice. And I also went to some people who owed me a favor, who may have been members of the Zentarum. And, I in my research, I found out that this Manshoon fellow, not a friend of the Xanathar, not a friend of Halster Blackcloak. So, enemy of my enemy, evidently he also wanted the Blackstaff. I didn't. Hey, she's fine. Okay, to be fair, entry brought her back. It's fine. And Laryl's just sort of, as Yami's saying this, and she's just like listening. Her silvery hair is just sort of like slowly licking up like little flames into the air around her. And she just kind of angry eyebrows, which is in stark contrast to the little green, like gemstone frog, just sort of sitting on her desk with a big smile.
So obviously you seem perturbed by all of this.
A little bit. Not well, I will say, I am thankful that you got rid of the Xanathar. And Mert says, although it might have been more useful, evil although Manshoon's an evil we know too, so I suppose it's not much different. And Laryl says, yes, well, that's the thing. I am more perturbed at Vajra, I think, than I am at anything else. She should have known better than to lead Force Grey without my permission. But this Manshoon business is disturbing, to say the least, that he was under our nose all this time.
Yeah, he kind of pulled off a pretty interesting coup there without really having to do too much work on his part, apparently.
Mert, and she turns to Mert, who's sitting there, very very sort of large, portly fellow, probably in his 60s or so, big blonde mustache, big old hat with a feather in it. He has some swords sort of set aside, leaning against his chair. And she says, Mert, you know more about Waterdeep than most any of us. You have ears everywhere. And he says, oh, yes. Well, from my sources, I've heard that, well, some of Never Ember's supporters in the city have skewered our fine Lady Open Lord for this appointment that she's made. And, well, some have also branded Manshoon an enemy of Dagult Never Ember for, and he sort of motions to you and Yami, Solaris, for allying with, enemies of old Dagger, as they call him. And are kind of calling for Neverwinter to come and liberate the City of Splendors from him. Other people seem to think Manshoon will bring true law and order, just like old Daggalt had back in his day, and that everything will be great again. So, kind of a mixed bag. Really, just like any other day in the deep, isn't it?
Boy, they want Daggalt to come back here. They're really in trouble.
Oh boy, tell me about it, Solaris. Dude's an ass.
Yeah, he's really, really super duper asshole.
And Laryl sort of nods her head. She's like, "You aren't wrong. You aren't wrong. There have been his legacy has been a thorn in my side for a while, for sure." And Yami says, "Well, say what you will about Manshoon. His little proclamation about the masked lords being corrupt cowards with no accountability, I won't lie, I kind of agree with that, to be fair." And Mert sort of, well said, lass, well said. You aren't wrong. A lot of merchants were too big for their britches, you know.
Oh, what are we gonna do about this whole mess then that we sort of inadvertently got you into? Can we help?
Mert says, "Oh, Solaris, I'm sure you can." And he sort of pats you on the back, very
Ah,
heavy handed.
careful, old bones, old bones.
Oh, sorry. You're about my age at this point. My goodness. I think Renee is older than me.
I've lived a full life in the time since I last saw you, Mert.
Well, don't worry, I've lived too.
Oh, okay.
The benefits of reincarnation, let me tell you. Although, I've gotten used to being a blonde this life. Let me tell you. And Laryl says, "Well, it won't be easy, Solaris. I'll tell you that. I There's a reason that powerful mages don't just go out and fight each other. If we did, there would be nothing left of Waterdeep. If I just went up to Blackstaff Tower or wherever Manshoon is hiding and just snap my fingers, meteor swarm, oh, everything. Half the city would be leveled, half the other people would be injured or dead. It would be awful. And I don't. This is difficult. Manshoon died quite some time ago, so this is likely one of his clones that he made, which goes into very murky territory in terms of personality and morality. Is this the same person? I can't say.
That's confusing to say the least.
As you said, magic has its downs.
Lots of
And,
downs. Lots of downs.
well, yes. If my uncle, Elminster, were still around, maybe things could be easier, but he's gone off to watch over the weave, and I'm afraid it's left to us to deal with such things. So, I think we should keep our ear to the ground, watch for such things, and at the end of the day, just make sure Waterdeep gets through this, whatever this is.
So, another question. Has anyone seen Patience since
Oh,
everything went down?
well, and Yami kind of like holds her stump out towards Laryl. So don't judge Vajra for this either. It was kind of awesome, but she kind of cast a spell, and I think it sent. I mean, Patience just kind of disappeared. I don't think he's
Why?
dead. Well, she cast on the Xanathar too, and also she hit Sunspot, and it was like this rainbow, you know.
That seems like really what's the word? Irresponsible?
A little bit, doesn't it? Mages and spellweavers. Nothing. And Mert picks up his sword and he sort of rattles it a bit. He says, "Nothing will beat a good old sword by your side. Money in your
Starting to agree
pocket
with
doesn't
that.
doesn't hurt much either, does it?"
No, that's true. I don't know. I don't know what to do next.
I'm sure he'll turn up. I mean,
I hope so. I hope he's not dead.
well, if he is, I'll just pick him up. I've done it so many times. I see you weren't there for all that, Solaris. You just met him for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
I've known patients for, oh boy, year and a half now. Sporadically. We haven't talked in a while, but
Hmm.
he's an interesting fellow, to say the least.
He seemed pretty nice. I mean, he came to rescue me and he didn't even really know me, so that was nice of him.
Yes, very nice, very nice. I'm sure it was purely out of the kindness of his heart. And Laryl says, "Well, I have a lot of business to do. I believe the masked lords have been gathering to speak with me in council, so I will speak to you all later. I know whatever this is you have helped bring about in this city, whatever troubles you may have caused, especially as much as I agree with the whole Never Ember Wedgie situation that I've heard about, it has caused some diplomatic tensions that I would have liked to have avoided. But I know that your Chaos crew, which I believe you going by, I you've done good by Waterdeep in the past. So I believe in whatever you do next. And know that you'll have my support as long as you support me.
So, question on the whole issue with Neverwinter. So
Mm.
what's the legal repercussions for us? Like
Well,
currently.
to say the least, Dagalt has already sent me emissaries asking for your extrication to Neverwinter. I don't intend to see that through, but it does make things in the Lord's Alliance a bit tense. So I'm more than a little diplomatic. You brought up Hallister earlier, Kurayami. I made a deal with Hallister long, long ago to stay off my lawn as long as you know, I stayed off his. So whatever Neverember may be, a dagger or whatever, I think I can reason with him. We'll see how it goes, though.
So until further notice, stay away from Neverwinter.
I would say so. Yes, I would
Yeah.
say so. That might be smart. Don't go for a little jog to Neverwinter Wood, because you might get captured by one of his mercenary bands and taken away. And
Okay.
Mert says, "Well, say what you want about old Dagger. He does have some interesting ideas in Neverwinter. I mean, with this horse revolution, we barely have anything to pull our carts. Meanwhile, he has all sorts of mounts running around that city. It's ridiculous." And Laryl says, "I I do quite like the flail snails. I mean, could we import those, Mert? Is that like a thing we could do?" Ah, I don't know where to get them. Underdog? Never been myself. And Laryl's like, "Well, we can discuss that later. Anyway, Yami, Solaris, thank you for coming to meet me. Good luck in the days ahead. You'll need it, I'm sure."
Yeah, you're probably right. Thank you for checking in with us, and let us know if you can clear up that whole Neverwinter issue.
I'll try to keep you praised. I have a lot on
Okay.
my plate, it seems, at the moment.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it wouldn't be life in Waterdeep if it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. I guess we'll get out of your way, right, Yami? We should get going.
Oh yeah, oh goodness. I mean, I haven't truly been to the Noodle Troll in what feels like weeks, almost a month. Oh my goodness. Well, at least Flume didn't burn the place down. That's a good
Yeah, that's actually I'm shocked, honestly.
thing. And Yami puts her arm around you, Solaris, and sort of squeezes you a little bit in a friendly little gesture.
She's got to lean.
Oh no, Jeanette.
Okay, that wasn't just me. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Solaris. Oh, there you are, Jeanette.
Yep.
You froze. Sorry.
I know.
Welcome back.
No worries. I said she's got to lean down because Solaris is so much shorter.
Yes. Oh my God. I think Yami also uses her disguised self to kind of shrink a little since she can.
Nice.
But yeah, you and Yami head out. And Mert, actually, as you guys head out through the big old palatial hallways of Palace of Waterdeep, and then out into the sort of courtyard outside the palace, where the ancient tower of Agaron, the first open lord, rises up into the air, with all kinds of people, in the streets outside. Mert sort of says, Solaris, I mind having a word with you before you head off.
Sure, what's going on?
And Yami sort of is like, you can talk, as she sort of walks over elsewhere, and sort of just leans up against a wall. And Mert says, well, we may not be able to fight not be able to fight in the streets, as Laryl put it. But sometimes a harp can be more dangerous than a sword in the right hands.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the days to come, whatever may happen, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Let me and the other harpers know what you hear.
I can definitely do that.
If we aren't able to fight the Zints in the streets, then we'll fight them in a war of ideas, in a war of information. They won't be able to get a second chance at something like this.
I agree. I can keep an eye out.
And he kind of taps his head where your goggles are at, and he says, with those goggles, you might just make a wise owl in the harpers yet.
I'll do my best, try to earn my way up.
Well, I have a date with a feast and some fine ladies, so... And he sort of takes his hat off and does a bow, revealing his sort of balding head up top. And he says, I bid you adieu. And he sort of waves over at Yami and says, and you as well. And he starts walking down the street, his thumbs under his belt, as he sort of struts along into the Castle Ward streets.
I walk back to Yami and I say, do you think he's more excited about the feast or the fine women? Hard to tell.
Oh boy, that is hard to tell. And Yami will say, well, I know what I'm excited about. I'm excited about all the little business opportunities we're going to get.
Business has been pretty good, so I mean, it can only improve.
Oh my goodness. Can we like market Wedgier of Neverember? Can we like put that on our posters? Is that like a thing we can do? I think we can.
I think we should. I think it won't make the lady's job of appeasing him any easier, but I think it'll be fun.
She can figure it out.
Yeah.
She seems a smart enough lady.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think that's a good idea.
Oh my goodness. This is lovely. I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm in.
So you and Yami head off into Waterdeep, back towards the Noodle Troll. And that is when we are going to cut to our friend Patience, who, when last we saw Patience, you had appeared in the silvery sea of holy water that spreads out on the bottom layer of Mount Celestia, which has this perfect vault of a night sky overhead, which these bright celestial stars filling the air completely, and sort of sparkling on the dark wine of the silver sea down below. And every crest and gentle wave of the sea sort of just sounds like crystals tinkling underneath you, Patience. I know you said you just sort of closed your eyes and relaxed, and it's simple enough on this ocean. It doesn't seem very turbulent or anything like that. You are kind of glad you're not a tiefling who is like burned by holy water, because that might have been bad, but it's pretty good.
I have resistance to radiance,
Oh!
Hopefully.
Hey, okay. Maybe you were at some point, but not anymore. Hey. And you see way off in the distance, the towering sort of form of Mount Celestia itself rising up into a radiance high up on its peak, with the sort of glittering ports and fortresses sort of arrayed on the coast, monasteries and abbeys and coventries, all these little things. And you just sort of float for a while. You don't know how long. But eventually you sort of float to very close to the shore of an island out here on the Silver Sea, where there is a tower just kind of rising up above. And as you sort of get close to the shore of this island, you see that there's a person in robes who's just kind of fishing nearby on like a little wharf. So what would you like to do?
So I think I'm dead.
It's fair.
I'm gonna roll religion check to see where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm proficient, so this shouldn't be too bad.
Okay.
And wisdom's my dump stat, not my intelligence. So 23.
Oh wow, yeah. You'd know that this is indeed Mount Celestia, which is sort of lawful good, plain for people who die. It is kind of the stronghold, I guess, of a pantheon of gods known as the Triad, who are sort of ruled by a paladin king called Torm, the even-handed Torm, who's allies with Ilmater and Bahamut and Tyr and all these people. And yeah, you would know that charity and giving are kind of things here, not just in a sense that they would be on the material plane, but kind of everything about life here. And hosts of angels, archons, all of them sort of live here.
Okay. Am I able to stand up in this water, or?
You are. You're sort of in the sea seems to have carried you sort of to the sort of low shallows around this island.
Okay. I would know that usually oh, thank you for the host. That the oceans usually guide those souls to whatever destination they're supposed to go to in Mount Celestia. Because that's where they go, and then the ocean leads them there. Usually, like by a lantern archon, I think, or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're like will-o-wisps, but a lot nicer.
Yeah. Don't eat your fears or anything.
Yeah. In fact, they're probably like a mix of Flump and will-o-wisp.
Oh my! Imagine if Flumps guided you and you got to your afterlife.
I mean, they are lawful good, aren't they?
I know. It's kind of crazy.
In any case, I just assume this is where I was supposed to go. So I get up. Still find it kind of weird that I'm not like that. All of my earthreal possessions came with me. Um, kind of expected like, oh, you don't need any of that here, whether it be heaven or hell.
Yeah.
And I try to summon a sword.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Sure
Interesting.
enough.
I dismiss it. And I say, hello.
The person fishing is like, oh, hey there. Oh, boy, this is a big one. Would you mind coming over and helping me?
No problem. And I go up and go to help.
Make me a strength roll to help this fine person.
A 14.
Hey, okay. I'll roll for them as well. Oh boy. Okay. So together, actually, in large part because of you, they seem to be not too strong, it doesn't seem like. But with your help, they're able to pull this thing up. And it actually looks like they pull up a big whale that sort of just comes up. And this person is like, oh, look at that, a balena. And they kind of walk forward and they just sort of pet its head and pat, and it just sort of lets out a burst of water that like sparkles like stars as it glitters down into the ocean around it. And this person turns to you and they say, "Thank you, Patience. That's very kind of you."
Who are you? Might I ask?
Oh, I'm just the keeper of this tower. I've been away for a long time, but I'm back. Come, you look hungry. How long have you been here? Look cold. You've been in that water. Goodness.
I don't know. I don't know how time works here. So.
Well, time is a strange thing on the plains. But come. And she kind of takes off her cloak and kind of like wraps it around you to keep you warm. And sort of wraps the arm around you and like starts leading you up this sort of gentle slope up to the tower atop this island. And once you get there, leads you inside. It's a very warm, inviting little atmosphere here. Kind of aesthetic, not a lot of adornments or anything in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very like monastic in the way it's put together. And she goes over and a fire just sort of glows. Not really a fire, it's more like a radiance that just sort of glows. And she puts like a stew going, fills the air with this nice scent. And she pours you a bowl and stuff as you're sitting there. She gets you a change of clothes and stuff, just so you can be warm and cozy in her little dwelling here. And she says, I must say I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Well, Oceanus takes me where I'm supposed to be, I guess.
That it does. It is interesting that it brings you here now. I only just arrived back here myself after a long, long time away.
What do you mean?
Well, I have been away. I suppose for you it would be a long, long time, but for me, I guess a blink of an eye. Though even in the blink of an eye, an angel's life can be mistakes can be made, let's say.
So you're a angel. That shouldn't surprise me too much here. Just not what I was expecting. I was expecting, like wings.
Well, I lost my right to those in my time away.
How so?
And she's wearing a hood still, and her mouth just kind of like frowns when you say that. And you feel her eyes sort of like scan over you. And she says, I made mistakes that in an angel's life, they have plenty of time to try and make up for. But because of those mistakes, I damned generations to being cursed, to being damned, as it were, to far worse than being damned. And she sort of reaches up and pulls back her hood, and you see that she's bald, very fine skin, almost like just a porcelain doll, no blemishes or anything. It has kind of a little slight point to her ears.
Do I even need to roll for this?
Probably not.
Okay.
Do you know who it is, Scott?
Oh, yes.
That's
Patience
what I thought.
is like taken aback and is like, Zario?
Yes. I have gone by that name.
But you're an archdevil.
I was an archangel once too, but that was a long time ago.
How'd you get redeemed?
I wish I could say that I was redeemed if the path to redemption was so easy, but it is a long thing. At the most, I've seen the error of my ways. And now I walk the long path to redemption, as we all do. But there were those who came to me in my time of darkness, when I am so blinded by my zeal, by my want to destroy evil, by being lawful and crushing those underneath me for some sort of greater good. They came to me and they pulled the blinds from my eyes and showed me the atrocities that I had committed in the name of law and good. Too many atrocities have been done for the greater good, Patience. So I turned away from that. And now I just want to, if it's even possible, make up for the things that I've done. And you're one of them.
I don't know, he's taken very aback by this. But
It's fair.
after a pause for a
That's
while,
fair.
he's like, my patron wanted me to redeem you. Seems someone beat me to it.
Well, it's not your fault. I've taken the reins from your patron. They were a friend of mine long, long ago, and I asked them to give me the opportunity to try and lead you myself, to try and not even lead, to work together towards something, Patience. Like I said, I have not been redeemed. I've turned my face away from the things that Asmodeus suckered me into with his honeyed words, his silver tongue. I've realized that one person can make such a difference in everything, Patience. One person is all it takes. So often the angels here on Mount Celestia, they see the greater whole, but they lose the trees in the forest.
But the forest is made of trees.
It is. But if you go around and you just chop one tree down at a time, eventually there won't be a forest. You can say, oh, I'll just chop this one tree down. It's not that big a deal. And then someone else does, and another, and another, and there's nothing left. how to put this? I think in my time away, I learned that anyone, no matter how evil they may seem, there's a spark in them. There's something there. People are important. I can make blanket statements about, oh, demons this and devils that and Eladrin and angels and whatever, but there's something pure in everyone. Something that is inseparable from their being. I don't know exactly what it is, but even in my darkest time, it was there when I was an arch devil, as you say.
So, what am I supposed to do now then?
Well,
What do you need me to do to help with if we're working together?
she sits there for a little bit. She thinks. She says, well, Patience, there are things going on in the material plane that I'm not entirely privy to. But you come from a family who rode with me long, long ago. You stood by my side. And your loyalty was thanked with, as I said, damnation, with looking like this. And she sort of waves her hand towards you. And I feel responsible for that. And I don't want future generations of your family to have to have that stigma upon you. So I want to work with you to try and bring your family and to bring so many others who have chosen a dark path, who've been blinded in such a way that they've chosen the dark path. They don't have to be destroyed for being evil or corrupt. I want to help them, Patience. I want to help you. Together, we can try and make that, we can try and accomplish that.
All right. So, minor problem. I'm kind of dead, and I'm not sure if the rest of the group can afford resurrecting me.
She looks at you and she says, you're not dead, Patience.
Then why am I here?
I don't know. But as you said, the Oceanus brings you where you're meant to be. As I said, I was surprised as you are.
God damn it was plane shift. I just rolled Arcana.
And she says, well, I can help send you back. Lunia is rife with portals.
Well, thank you, Zariel. And
I don't
try
deserve your thanks, Patience. But I appreciate it all the same.
I'll try to work to make it so you deserve it.
She smiles for the first time since you've seen her. And she kind of stands, and she sort of waves her hand at the sort of radiance in the fireplace, and they sort of come out as little motes that just sort of circle around her. And she says, they'll guide you. And she sort of blows them, and they just sort of scintillate through the air, and start sort of carving a path, I guess. Almost like in a video game where like, oh, you follow the little light, you know? And yeah. Would you like to follow them, Patience?
He has such high charisma.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
He's about to leave, and he turns around and he hugs her. And he says, "You're doing the right thing." And then he leaves.
My heart. I think you already have like 3 inspirations, but damn.
And as I'm running off into whatever fields that these little motes of light are taking me through, I just like shout back, "Until we meet again."
She comes to the door and you see her just sort of wave. And yeah, you fade off into the sort of gentle night radiance of Lunia. And eventually just sort of appear sort of at the edge of Waterdeep Harbor, essentially. When you get there, you can't really remember what portal you went through. You can't remember really how you were led here, but oh, I'm back. All right. And you can see the ships sort of coming in, the last ships of the year, into the fall waters that have started to sort of cool off. You know, the relative urban squalor of the dock ward before you.
They're probably at the Noodle Troll.
Okay,
Head out.
yeah, the Noodle Troll. All right. So Solaris, you and Yami get there first, and you know, there are various things going on. Actually, let me. Actually, I know something. When you first get there, Kurayami says, "Solaris."
Yummy.
So I kind of took the liberty to take something out of your bag of holding. I hope that's okay. But I had an idea, and I thought, surprise, you know. And I just heard from Abby and Embrick, it's done. So
I'm curious. What'd you take?
oh, let's go. Come on. And she leads you to the common room. Which, you know, she takes you to the trap door behind the bar and just sort of opens it. And she sort of like climbs down. And she says, "Come on, jump."
Allie will jump.
She grabs you.
Oh, careful, hips.
And
Ow.
she oh, sorry, I forgot you're so old.
I am very old, Yummy.
Okay. And she sort of puts you down and pats you on the head with a stomp. And she says, "All right, close your eyes."
Okay, they're closed.
And she sort of pushes you along very slowly. Are you peeking?
No, I'm not peeking.
All right, good. This is a surprise. It's gonna be great.
Okay, I'm not real good with surprises.
All right, open your eyes, Solaris.
I open my eyes.
So there is the tunnel that, using the mechanical beholder that you helped put into working order, that Yami dug through the basement of the Noodle Troll, that now, you know, goes down into Undermountain. And standing beside it, sort of on a pile of gold, is Krish Crash, who his little body looks like it is dipped in gold, and it's basically just a gold statue of this little kobold now. Exactly. Standing on top of his hoard, just sort of like motioning towards the entrance to Undermountain down here in the belly of the Noodle Troll.
Poor Krish Crash, but he looks so good in gold. I think that he
Right?
would love being golden.
That's
Like-
what I thought.
If he didn't, if he didn't have any other choice.
Oh, yeah, I don't know kobold things. I don't even know who Curtsy? I don't even know what he was saying.
Curdle Mac.
McDonald's? I don't know.
Curdle Mac.
Curdle Mac?
Yeah.
What is
His
that? I don't even
god.
know. Is this his god? Okay, well, I don't know kobold things. We don't have those in Kazakura. But like I thought maybe it might be like a Mulhorandi thing where like you're buried with your grave goods, and maybe
I think
that's like a
Krish would
status thing.
appreciate
I don't know.
it's his hoard is here. I
He
think
likes
he
his
would.
work.
Yeah.
And well, and
Mhm.
she kind of like motions over to the entrance to Undermountain, where there's just a sign that says, "Leave your gold with the kobold to enter." And she says, "I thought we could maybe like give us a little bit more, you know. People come down, you know, leave a little treat for Krish Crash."
Aren't they gonna get really mad at us at whatchamacallit for kind of stealing their business with the access to Undermountain?
Oh, Durnan, please,
Yeah, Durnan.
whatever. Let him be mad.
He's never had direct competition like this before.
Not really,
Oh, wow, that kind of actually puts us even more on the map.
right?
Are we gonna add that to the advertising?
Oh my god. Cheaper entrance to Undermountain. Wedgier of Daggle Neverember. Defeater of the Xanathar.
Oh my gosh, we should come up with some kind of like thing with, if you pay a little extra and you like rub the
Meet and
kobold's
greet?
head, you get luck or
Oh,
something.
luck. Oh, okay. I thought of meet and greet were like autographs. Okay, well, we could sell like headshots too. You know,
Hmm?
I don't know, but yeah, yes, so I thought it was a good idea. And the little copper dragon who we found,
That's right.
Dab Shaba, sort of comes slinking out of the shadows onto the horde and looks at Krish Crash and is like, "Well, it is kind of a bummer that he's like that, though. He rubbed my scales so good. Well, it seems the rest of you will have to work double time, but I don't mind the extra treasure."
I completely forgot that you came back here.
I did.
Hmm. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Great. We'll talk to the kobolds upstairs in the kitchen.
Oh, that liquid gel fellow.
Hmm?
He makes my claws look so beautiful, doesn't he?
Well, they look really good. I didn't know he was that talented.
Yes.
I knew bringing those kobolds on was the best choice we ever made.
You have good choice in servants, servant.
Oh, well, we only learn from the best.
I've been learning a lot from your friend Aranax. Oh, such
Hmm?
an old man. Yeah, we can only hope she didn't touch Sunspot's heart. And Dab Shaba just kind of like rests her little head on her paws, I guess. I don't know what you'd call those, for a dragon. And actually, as you guys are down here, some adventurers come climbing on down and are like, "Oh, hi, can we use the Undermountain entrance?" And I was like, "Yes, of course, of course." Rub the kobold's nose, you get some luck. Tell all your friends. And they're like, "Oh, okay." So each of them like flick a couple silver into the horde, which Dab Shaba just kind of like peeks one eye open and like smirks as it tinkles into the horde. And each of the adventurers kind of like just sort of step forward and they like rub Krish Crash's golden nose. Like, "Thank you, golden kobold." Uh, and then the human fighter, the dwarf fighter, the halfling rogue, and the half elf cleric all head on in and disappear into the darkness of the tunnel that leads down into Undermountain.
So, Yami, I have another idea.
Oh, really?
We got to get somebody to put one of those special spells that talk when you do a certain thing and repeat themselves, and we got to get them to sort of get a good interpretation of Krish Crash saying, "Harlemac blessing be upon you," when they
Not a
touch the
bad idea.
nose.
Not a bad idea. I
Mhm.
have been thinking we could get like someone to make like a teleport circle for us so we could hop
Mhm.
around a little bit more.
Oof.
Pans to later, and like somebody rubs the statue, and it's like, "Yeah, Mickelmack praises you, dude."
Who the heck did we get to do the
Who
voiceover?
hired Floon?
Floon.
Yeah,
It's
God
Floon.
dang it. Who allowed this?
Who hired Floon? We're supposed to get actual voiceover talent.
I like that Yami can basically just like be anybody, but she hired Floon to do it because he like didn't pay, like she had to pay him like a copper and a drink.
Right.
All right. So that's what Yami wanted to show you, Solaris.
Oh. Well,
And yes.
well, just I kind of spend a little time. I
Aw.
make sure that Krish Crash is polished up nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And like Yami said, she got Avi and Embrick, the married smithing couple, to make them really nice. Make sure there's no weird like casting lines or anything. Just perfect. Perfect little gold Krish Crash.
I avoid that. I avoid that weird, funny looking heart.
Yeah, those weird beating hearts just sitting on the pile of treasure.
Oh, if only we had thought to put like a little cavity and have the heart in,
Ooh. God, that'd be kind of scary, actually.
Temptation.
Oh, goodness, Solaris. And Yami just like,
I mean,
wicked little mind. I love it.
I try. You know what I'm craving right now, though?
Oh, what?
A noodle bowl and a beer.
I'll get right to it.
Let's do it.
You guys head upstairs. And Patience, it's around that time, you head through Waterdeep, past the Honorable Knight, resplendent, standing at attention over the South Ward, through the City of the Dead, and all of its chill park-like atmosphere, and then up through the North Ward to the Noodle Troll, nestled away in Troll Skull Alley, where a lot of people are, kind of hustling and bustling. A lot of people seem interested in being around. As you are approaching the Noodle Troll, there's actually like shouts and stuff, and the door like swings open, and Yagra, the half-orc bouncer with her Zentarum tattoo, has someone by their clothes and just kind of like tosses them out and says, "And don't come back!" And the person like lands on the street outside and is like, "Dagoth never ember shall rise again!" And they kind of like scurry away and like push past you as they're headed off.
Hey. See, business is going good, I see.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Who are you? I don't think we met. Yagra.
Patience.
Got a nice handshake.
Thanks.
And she'll let you on in, and she also comes in and takes a seat by this bald gentleman who half his face looks like it's just been burned horribly, and he has like a little black snake draped around his shoulders that he's kind of like itching under the chin, and they start like talking. And Yami and Solaris come up from down below behind the bar, where Leaf, the poltergeist, is just kind of cleaning glasses, which I don't know what you think of that, Patience. You've never seen Leaf before.
Have I not?
No, this is the first time you've been to the neutral, really.
Oh, yeah, actually. Some spirits just can't get some sleep, I guess.
True. And Solaris, you see that Patience seems to have, sure enough, made his appearance.
I elbow Yami.
Hey, I'm not dead.
I'm like,
pretty nice establishment you got here. First time being here, ever.
You.
He's not dead.
It's good to see you're not dead. Would you like noodles?
Sure.
And
that statue up front, that guy looks kind of creepy. The like bald elf guy.
A little bit. Hey, he was our friend though, so I felt a little indebted. So
Fair enough.
Creepy or not. You should see the kobold statue in the basement.
What?
It's darling.
I immediately go in the basement.
Sure enough, there is a gold kobold statue and a big gaping maw that leads into the depths of the earth below Waterdeep, as well as a little copper dragon who's just sort of sitting there.
Oh, isn't she precious? And I like slowly go back upstairs and slowly close the door.
Lovely.
Wow,
and
you got
hear
quite of an
Yami-
establishment here.
Oh yeah. You hear Yami in the kitchen, just sort of off from where the trap door is, like, "Come on, guys, we gotta get those noodles out!" And the kobolds are like, "All right, Miss Yami."
So, Patience, where have you been? Last I saw you was you were unconscious, and then they were fighting the Xanathar, and then you were gone?
Oh, that happens a lot. But the wait,
Does
did
it
this...
really?
I gotta ask. Hey, Yami, did Xanathar die?
Oh yeah, entropy killed him.
Okay.
He was kind of badass.
So I thought I died because somebody shot some spell, and all I saw was orange.
Mhm.
And then I was in Mount Celestia. So I assumed I died.
Was that after we already convinced you were already dead?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Zariel lied to me.
Who?
She's probably not even Zariel. I was probably in hell the whole time, and they were pulling up a big illusion on me. But then why would they send me back? Am I actually back?
Yeah, you're here.
How do I know that, though? How do I know that's you? I only known you for a few hours. I started shaking you.
Hang on. I pinch Patience. Did that hurt?
I guess.
I take out a dagger. Do we want to try something a little more serious? See if it. I mean, if you're dead, you won't bleed.
Leaf, the poltergeist, is sort of standing behind the bar and looks at your knife, and a bottle just sort of raises in the air and goes, breaks on the bar and is just floating in midair now, pointing towards Patience.
No. He's okay. We're just showing him he's really alive. We don't want him dead. We want him to know he's alive.
You would
Leaf
not
looks at
threat.
the-
You were not threatening me if you're trying to convince me that you're you. So I believe it's you.
Leaf looks at the
Right.
bottle and is like, he just sort of throws it behind him and it smashes against the wall.
Leaf, that's coming out of your paycheck.
He sort of reaches over and a mop like whoa, floats over to his hand and he just starts brushing it aside.
Is that the good elven wine?
He starts brewing it away quicker.
So,
Sitting at the bar next to you is actually Weeb Waifu, the beardless dwarf fellow who's sitting there, and he has a mug. It's actually one of like the bronze mugs we got from Undermountain. And he says, "You know, I must say this Malarkin ale that you brought back from Undermountain is quite impressive. I like it a lot better than the Elven Swill. Won't lie."
we had to earn that. I spent a lot of time in a pit trap to earn that stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Look, a long time spent in a pit trap.
Oh goodness, I didn't even realize. Huh, you humans, sorry. Age is so weird when you're a dwarf.
Mm. Bet you didn't even realize 40 years passed like that since you last saw me.
Oh goodness, no.
Hmm?
Lord. It makes me think about my dear departed father, Gude. Goodness. And he sort of swirls the Malarkin ale around. He says, that poor fellow. Liked his drink too much. But when the drink's this good, I guess I couldn't blame him.
Pick up a mug. Take some.
Yeah,
It's
why
not
not?
bad.
I also take a mug.
It is very good. It's very strong, but yeah, it almost looks exactly like that. Except I think that's right, we decided on like Noodle Troll branded. That's right. So they have the little noodle slurping troll on it.
Don't worry, folks at home. It's just water.
Yeah.
Don't worry, folks at home. It's just vodka.
Man, Jeanette. Don't worry, folks at home. It's just rubbing alcohol.
Dylan, we have to talk later.
No, we don't. So on the other side of you, from where Weeb Waifu is, Chad Brewski is standing on the bar, and Floon just kind of has his mouth like under the spigot, and he's like, "Hey, you know, this is pretty good too." And he sort of pats Chad's belly. He's like, "You know, you guys are pretty lucky that this Manshoon fellow, you know, I was kind of worried when I heard about it, but you should make yourself feel kind of glad that it's not actually Manfloon, because then the city really would be in trouble."
Wait, what's going on?
What? Oh, Patience, you missed out on a lot.
Hey, I gotta go whiz. Can you make sure Chad, nobody like comes and sucks on him? Like, this is my ticket.
You sure? Anyway.
All right, bro.
Patience. Wow. So
Talk about tapping that.
Oh man! Oh man, Scott, that was good.
I think I'm gonna explode in radiant energy from the amount of inspiration points I have.
So so while you were away, I guess right around the time you disappeared, somebody killed the Blackstaff and took their staff and decided to become the next Blackstaff, and so they left with the staff and kind of declared themselves that person. Entropy saved the other Blackstaff, and they're fine, but they don't have their job anymore. And yeah, so things are a bit weird right now here in Waterdeep.
Oh, was it Manshoon? Floon said Manshoon.
Yeah. I guess it had a metal hand, owed Yami a debt, but then figured that got paid and decided to take advantage of the situation. I don't know.
So, when are we gonna get the staff back?
I don't know. From what Entropy said, I mean, this guy just sort of looked at the Blackstaff and was like, "Hey, you, die," and they were just like, "Oh, sure," and just died. So, I mean, I don't know how that works, but that's like, I don't know. We might have to think about this one.
Okay, and I continue drinking my beer.
So as you guys are drinking, and Yami brings out noodles, and just sort of stands there behind the bar, and you know, chats with people who come up like Weeb, and you know, just asking how he's been. Another fellow, it's the fellow who's sort of bald. He's wearing sort of black clothing. He has the black flying snake draped around his shoulders, and he has the burned face. I don't know if you ever met him, Solaris. He was at Growlhund Villa. He was the leader of the Zentarum, Erstal Floxen there.
You know, I think at the time that he was there, I was getting thrown off a balcony.
By the half-orc, yeah, that's what I thought.
There was a whole balcony issue, and like, yeah. More than once, by the way. I went off the balcony.
Oh, yeah.
More than once.
Did Slim ever meet him? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
he might have. I don't think
he did.
I thought Slim and Yami convinced them that they were part of the Zentarum, and then
I know Slim talked to other Zents who were working with Ursula.
Yeah, they were shanking him, and he was just like, "What are you doing, you idiots? I'm on your side."
You got the tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sorry. But yeah, Urstal comes up, and he sort of says, "Sorry about the Neverember people. Rest assured, we Zentarum have your little business covered. They won't be bothering you as long as we're in town."
Oh. Well, thanks for that.
Of course. Good I was going to kill him, but Yagra insisted on throwing him out instead. Oh, well.
I mean, it's less cleanup.
That's what she
in the
said.
dining room. I mean, if you wanted to like track him down in the street, that's on you. I have nothing to do with that.
He sort of snaps his fingers, and like a guy runs over, and he like whispers to him, like, and the guy leaves. Yeah,
Oh.
maybe.
Okay, yep.
Good idea.
That just happened. Oops. So, how many of them have you thrown out in the last, I don't know, few days?
Let's see. I've lost track. 9 that I can think of. A lot of these guys and girls.
So, question, is there like a bounty they're trying to collect on us or something? Like,
hell if I know.
we should find that out.
And we Zents are mercenaries, but rest assured, we look out for those who look out for us. And I think all of you, and he puts his arms around Solaris and Patience, and he says, I think you guys have proven yourself kind enough. And he points at Yam and he says, so your name isn't Shiro, and you're a lady, right? And Yami's like, yeah, sorry about that. It's like, sorry, just getting used to it.
What's that about, Yami?
He was kind of at Growlhand Villa a couple months ago. And yeah,
Wait, was that the night, like, I did that whole leap, like, stab, kill it? Yeah?
And Urstel says, yeah, very good show from what I hear. And he sort of runs his fingers across the burnt part of his face, and he says, that damn Nimblewright left its scar on me good.
Oh.
Glad you destroyed it.
Yeah, me too. Nimblewrights, right?
Hate him.
I just side-eye Yami.
Yami's eyes like go through the walls to where Tally's workshop is, where Nim lives with him. And gosh, what was I gonna do? I was gonna say something, I don't remember. But yeah, Urstel basically says that, hey, you guys have thrown us a bone, helped us out of some tough situations. So as far as we're concerned, you guys are family, you know? And the Zentarum look out for their family. So he's like, don't you worry, even if there is a bounty on your heads, we may be mercenaries, but we won't take it.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, sure.
You know, honor amongst
That's
thieves
fair.
only goes so far.
That's fair.
All right, let's see here. 16?
Urstel actually appears to be incredibly truthful talking to you. He does not seem to be prevaricating at all.
Well, that's good.
Whether it's because of the drink or just because this is who he is, you're not sure, but he seems to be very genuine.
Okay, good. Because I'm just, assessing if we're, would have a future threat in this or not. That's my job. I'm an aviator.
Oh, yeah,
Supposed
you
to
are.
do these things.
You are. Which I will ask you, don't forget your aviator features. I looked them over earlier this week. They're interesting.
Very interesting.
And Urstel is going to, he's going to say, well, it's been nice taking little pleasure in your establishment. I got business to do. And he salutes to all of you, and he sort of taps on Yagra's table and points at her, and she, hey, back at him as he heads out of the building. And Fala, our neighbor who works at the Corlin's Crown across the street.
Love them.
Oh, they're lovely.
They are.
Actually comes in with a pot with a shrub in it, and takes a seat next to Yagra and sort of puts it on the table. And make me an insight check. Both of you can do it if you'd like.
I'll do it for funsies.
17.
2.
Oh boy, Patience. Patience, you see them give each other like weird looks, and you're like, what the heck? Do they hate each other? What is this? They're like, I don't know what this is. Solaris, you see these looks, and you're like, wait a minute. There's something going on between them. Because they kind of like, oh, hi, Yagra. Oh, hi, Fala.
That awkward, like, trying to be casual, but not actually casual. Yeah, okay. I look at the potted plant. I'm like, what'd you bring, Fala?
Oh, well, Jamey, when you guys came back from Undermountain, Jamey was kind enough to have some tea with me and gave me this pot. And they sort of tap their hands on the pot, and they say, and I think that it's about time for it to do its thing. So I wanted to bring it so you guys could see.
What does it do? It's a pot.
Well, it's a magic pot, and Jamey says, I think they said it was a pot of awakening. So I don't know what it does, but it seemed interesting.
What, does it like produce flowers that make sure you don't sleep or something?
Yeah, right?
I don't think so. And Fala says, well, just watch. Okay. And she kind of like, or they kind of like, I always get that wrong. They kind of like rub the pot a little bit and they're like, come on, buddy, come on. And the little roots of the shrub kind of like peek out of the soil a little bit, like they're moving on their own. And then suddenly the shrub just jumps out of the soil onto the table, and it stands there and it kind of looks around its little bush body. And two of the roots kind of come out like little arms, stretches a little bit, and it grabs a little thing lying on the table, like a little knife, and it grabs a little bowl that's empty, and it goes, hello, my honey, hello, my baby, hello, my ragtime girl, as it dances across the table. And Paula's little friend, the podling, goes, I love him.
Solaris is like watching it dance. Is like, your plant just stood up and danced.
Out of all the things I expected today, there's at least 3 here I did not.
Hey, man. That's life in Waterdeep, like Laryl said.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people seem actually incredibly interested in this, as they're like, whoa, what the heck? What's that?
How big is this pot of awakening?
Oh gosh, I think it's.
It crumbles it afterwards, right?
It does. Yeah. It does. But yeah, it was about the size of your normal sort of generic flower pot. You could fit one little plant in it. Okay. But yeah, it's sort of like. Would it fit
a kobold statue?
No, I don't think it would. That's a good question, though. Are you trying to say we should awaken go with the Krishgrass statue? That'd be horrifying.
A little bit.
But yeah, this little plant dances.
Well, and, I'm back. What's with my voice?
I'm Krishgrass. Total max blessings.
I'm so not even attempting this.
And oh gosh, Fala. Also, they say, that business arrangement we made with the lizard folk in the Mirror of Dead Men on the way to Phandalin. Thexis, I believe her name was.
Yeah, I do. A lot's happened, and also my memory is not what it used to be.
That's fair. Thankfully, I have more than enough memory for all of us.
Oh, good.
And Yami's like, that's the business-minded Fala I know and love. And Fala says, well, as it turns out, I looked into it. Thexis's tribe grows a very special algae up there in the mare that may be perfect for. They reach into their pockets that they have, and they pull out like just 4 potions of water breathing that they have. They say, perfect potions of water breathing. So I'm kind of having a renaissance, kind of a blowout sale for potions of water breathing. Adventurers are going to be going for Umberlee's cash. Now that you guys have opened Skullport up, people are gonna be going into the Sargoth all the time. No better time for making a little money, huh?
I mean, you have to take the business when it's the market for it.
And Yagra says, "You're doing great, baby," and leans over and just kisses Paul on the forehead. And Yami's eyebrows just kind of like, oh.
Okay, I read that one right. Nice.
I didn't.
Tell me what Patience was like reading it as, Scott.
No, he's just surprised at the kiss because he
Okay.
thought they were like angry at each other or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's about that time that, gosh, there's other people around in here. Let me see. Let me see. There's Peggy Stickbeard and Ott Steeltoes, the Xanathar's old fish keeper, seem to be sitting in a corner having a very heated little discussion with each other. Their peg limbs kind of, flashing in the light. There is the Yagra and Fala, who are sort of sitting around. You see Mardum, the little orphan boy who we adopted and have been sending to tutoring lessons.
Mm-hmm.
A tiefling woman actually comes in with 2 human children, it looks like. Very finely dressed human children. And she kind of takes a seat at like a table in the back, and kind of, blah, 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 blah. And then seems to like doze off. And Mardum comes up to these kids, and they have a little chat, and Mardum and them like disappear out the door with each other. Also, Mayloon War Dragon, former member of Force Grey, is here, who Solaris, you remember during the Xanathar fight situation. He actually is the one who pulled Renair's statue out of the fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Xanathar looked at him and told him to smash Renair. And Mayloon was like, looked at you and Lara Elra, and then back at the Xanathar. And then the Xanathar, got killed. And he was like, and you don't know exactly what that was about. He seemed kind of conflicted based on your insight skills.
Like, maybe he was playing both sides?
Possibly. You don't know. You've not seen him since then until right now. There's also, besides all of them, there is a person who's just sort of sitting in a dark corner near the stage, who's just sort of sipping ale, and it looks like they have sort of poofy sleeves that are like sort of stripy, almost like I don't know how to describe it, but like these stripes. They have stripy, poofy sleeves. And there's also someone who you didn't expect to ever see again, sitting with Subpoena, and who's the Neverwinter guard who we basically kidnapped, and your friend, who is newly dubbed Two Strings, Matra Merrig, is Viari from Acquisitions Incorporated.
I mean, I guess all we know is he left town, right?
That's true.
My God! Wait, the Viari himself is here. Oh my gosh, the Viari from Acquisitions Incorporated. His patient stands up.
And the gentleman with his, Van Dyke and all of that, says, "Oh, a fan? Of course you're a fan. Hey, nice to meet you." Holds out a hand.
I shake his hand. I'm just like awestruck.
I'm kind of having a going away party. I decided to have it here at the Noodle Troll.
I rise from my seat and look over Patience's shoulder, and I say, Hello again.
Hi. Oh, we've met. Yes, we've met. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Solaris, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen you. It's been a little bit.
Oh, well, I kind of left,
Yeah.
and
Wait,
you know,
you know a member of the A team?
Yeah, we met. We've kind of we sort of joined the organization. There was some contracts and things.
Can I join?
Yami says, "Yes, joined. Completely joined. Nothing at all weird.
Cool, I'll completely join and nothing all weird. Sweet.
Right, Viari?" And Viari goes, "Yep." Big wink.
I think you got something in your eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes.
I'm very observant.
Oh, clearly. You could be pretty good at swinging from chandeliers, I bet. You got to be observant so you don't hit anything.
I've always wanted to do that.
Try it out sometime.
Don't encourage patience. It doesn't end well usually.
It's true, it doesn't. And Viari kind of sits down. And there's other people here who you don't really recognize, but they're kind of like, "Well, are you sure you wanna like leave Ack Inc, VR?" And he's like, "Yes, yes, yes." You know, and Viari puts his arm around Subpoena, the Neverwinter guard, and says, "On the road, I found love, and I mean, my heart, it can't handle anything else." And the guard is like, "It's true, but we're gonna make a life together." And Viari's like, "Mm-hmm," and kisses Sub on the cheek. And the Acquisitions Incorporated people kind of like stand and they're like, "Eh, all right." And
Is it really that easy to get out of a contract? Did you have to go through like forms and things?
I did make kind of a deal with Omen way back. Kind of made some deals as an intern to be to hold some shares.
Wait,
I
you got
sold them.
shares?
Yeah.
Was that in our contract?
Probably not. Knowing Omen.
Usually you have an accountant for that. Zooms back over to gold statue of Cobalt, and then zooms back.
So the Acquisitions Incorporated people sort of head out, and Viari goes, "Yep, yes, going away party." And Yami comes over to you, Solaris, and kind of is like, "Can we talk?"
Sure, yeah, of course.
And kind of takes you aside and says, "Okay, so I don't want to tell Patience. He seems very excited." That's our friend Opal, by the way, not Viari.
Wait, what?
That's Opal, the doppelganger who we saved from Castle Never. That's her. Well, you remember Fala called me and said that Ack Inc. was gonna like do an internal investigation about the whole Viari situation. Who knows where he went? Who knows what happens to him?
Yeah, I thought that he like ended up disappearing or something after we like met him.
I mean, that's not my fault, but yes, that's what I heard. But
wait, why would it be your fault?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Okay, that's just okay.
It's weird, but we did save Opal, and Opal was like, "Okay, we kind of left Neverwinter without getting the diamonds that Owen wanted me to get."
True.
So she decided this might be the best situation for both of us, where she helps get us out of investigations, and she can sort of disappear.
I'm still confused on the why we're being investigated.
I don't know. That's what Fala said. I have no clue.
Okay.
It's weird, but now we're not, so it's good.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure.
So during the whole like Zentarum thing, that one over there, and I kind of like balls kind of in the direction of a balloon. And I'm like, so Rainier was a statue.
Yes.
He was in that big fishbowl.
He was.
So there was this whole moment where like I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty good at, like people. Like I kind of have like a
It's true,
kind of a
you are.
line on sort of, kind of
You're pretty
telling
good.
things that they don't say.
You've
And
helped me, that's for sure.
yeah, well, I kind of got the feeling like the Xanathar and Maloon, like maybe there was a little something there because
Like
like
they're
when you're
secretly dating? What?
no, you and I work together a lot. So like if I turned around and
Yeah.
said to you like, "Hey, do this,"
Oh.
you would trust me and you would probably do what I said.
Oh,
And
I
like
see.
or like, if we tell the kobolds in the kitchen because we pay them and they work for us, "Hey, you have to do this thing. Like you got to go clean the dragon scales." They're getting paid, so they're going to do it. And it kind of
Oh,
seemed like
hold
that
on.
kind of
Hold on. Liquid Gel, go clean the dragon scales! Yes, Miss Kurayami! Okay, sorry, I had to...
That's good. No, I mean, we don't want to fall behind on that, but I'm just saying, I think that that it just seemed like there was kind of like a minute where the Xanathar kind of gave him an order, like he expected him to do what he said. Like,
I wasn't paying attention. Huh. Really?
yeah, he told him to smash the statue. Renair.
Oh.
Like,
How's Renair doing, by the way?
I don't know. We haven't talked a lot in the last. It's been,
Hmm.
I mean, we both got old, and then he got
That's
turned into stone, and I kind of left him again, and he lost a hand, and I don't know. I guess we have to have some.
Oh, I know a lot about losing hands, let me tell you.
Sorry, too
No, it's
soon.
okay. Oh, I don't care. I wear it as a mark of... No. I wear it proudly.
I mean, we know some druids. We should see if they can like,
Hmm.
you know, regrow them, or
It's an
I mean, I
interesting
could, I,
thought.
I take a piece of paper out of one of my little bags, and I kind of fold it out in front of you, and there's like rough sketches of like hand designs,
Oh,
like
goodness, I
mechanical
like this
hands.
one. Hello.
I was also thinking about maybe like maybe we could put something together, with the help of our friends.
Solaris. Oh, you're such
Hey,
a sweetheart.
hey, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt as Patience just like walks in.
Oh,
Hi,
oh,
Patience.
Patience. No, you're more than welcome. And Yami puts her arm sort of around the both of you. Oh, what's up? Little group huddle.
Huddle.
I'm not one for money, but did you guys get anything from the Xanathar thing?
I look
Oh,
at Yami.
goodness.
Because I kind of got 10 gold to my name, and I've had like 10 gold to my name for like the last month.
Wow, you're pretty good at saving money.
We totally forgot.
Yeah, I've been eating garbage and sleeping on the streets. It's fine.
What?
Oh no.
Patience.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
first of all,
I went to heaven and got these nice clothes, so it's better.
What?
Wait, you went where?
Anyway.
Mount Celestia, like I said. I thought I was dead, and then I wasn't.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, I wasn't there for that. Oh.
But then apparently... Okay, so here's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. I was dead
Yes.
before I went there, so I'm thinking that was
you
like
double
my
dead?
spirit not accepting that I was dead. And then when I was fighting the Xanathar, it finally accepted it.
Maybe you completed your mission in that life. Huh? I mean, you
Huh?
were like going after the Xanathar, right? So.
Yeah.
New life, new mission.
Ooh.
Anyone notice that one dude with the axe in there seems kind of weird?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Hmm.
And Mayloon is just sort of sitting there, and he's like...
Like, I like to think my passive insight of 8 still gets that.
And he's just sort of like staring daggers in the direction of Yagra and Fala.
I detect good and evil.
Ooh. Okay.
Hmm.
You detect evil.
Okay,
But you detect good coming from his axe.
So here's the weird thing in the 5th edition version.
Yes.
They don't do the alignment thing, they do the,
Yes.
You detect what kind of creatures.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's right. that is better. I hate that they call it detect good and evil still.
Yeah, they should change that.
Detect outsider or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or supernatural. So you sense...
Detect essence.
Supernatural detection.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway.
So it's not so much evil, actually. It's...
the options are...
alien.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, etc.
It's not just a human that you sense. not just a dude sitting there from what you're getting off him.
Is this the same for Viari? Or is he gone?
Oh, gosh. Would Viari give off a thing?
Yeah,
I guess he would.
Wait, are doppelgangers aberrations?
I think they might be, actually. That's a good question. I actually don't know offhand.
I'm looking it up real quick.
No.
Oh, I would not detect anything.
Okay. Then no, you don't. However, you do sense that the axe that Manshoon has also seems to be giving off some sort of aura. I guess it would be undead more than anything.
Undead? Yeah, there's something really up with that guy. Was he with Xanathar?
I think he was with Force Grey.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, we've run into him before at the Yawning Portal. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe we should go just like bring him a drink and have a conversation.
All right, we could do that.
Also, a noodle bowl. Noodle bowls always open up the conversation.
We can give him the troll bowl.
Troll bowls.
I know everyone loves that.
Mm-hmm. I will go to the bar and collect some beverages for all.
Okay. And we're gonna go over and talk to Manshoon.
I think so.
Okay, so he's just sitting there, and like he has not broken like his eye line with Yagra and Fala. But when we come over and we all sit around the little table that he's sitting at, I imagine it's the one that is kind of tucked away with like the windows around it. That's sort of in the turret of the mansion. And he kind of like, oh, hi, could I help you?
Here's a drink.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we haven't seen you since the whole big kerfuffle with everything that happened, and I mean, I wanted to treat you to a beverage. You did help get Renair out of that fish tank.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I'm just doing my duty.
Hey, are you feeling alright? You've been acting weird. Is that like getting his face a little too far?
Just trying to come to terms with some stuff. Your friend, well, I guess our mutual friend, and he looks at Jamey. Well, former mutual friend for you, I guess. Entropy kind of helped talk me through some stuff, but I think I'm getting used to it. I'm feeling a little off, but I think I'm doing good.
Entropy is a good one to talk to.
Really, yeah. We came here actually, got some noodles. It's pretty good.
Everything all right with your axe thingy?
Oh yeah, everything's fine with good old Azure Hedge here. And he sort of like taps it, and when he taps it, it's like sitting in a chair all by itself, basically. But when he touches it, suddenly the chair just breaks underneath the axe, and the axe actually like makes an imprint on the floor. And he's like, "Ooh."
Oh dear! I go to pick it up to put it up somewhere.
Okay. Make me a strength roll.
Sweet. This can be like Thor's hammer. Awesome. Ooh, 18.
Oh, hey. So it actually, you reach down to lift it up, and it's like, and since the handle is kind of like a lever, you are able to sort of lift it a bit, but it seems like the head of this axe is like 800 plus pounds right now.
Wow, this thing's heavy.
Yeah, my muscles are pretty great. Yeah.
A little help.
Oh, yeah. And Manshoon reaches down to try and help you. And he's just like, yep, I got it. And Jamey comes over and is like, oh, I'll help you boys, don't worry. Oh, wow, Jamey. And Jamey also comes over, and the three of you are basically able to lift this thing up between yourselves. And I want you to make me an athletics roll, Patience.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. Okay, let me double check. Athletics? Oh, thank goodness I'm proficient. So that makes it only a 12. No, yes, actually.
Well, don't worry. Manshoon got a 3 on the die, which I mean he has a good bonus, but so Patience and Mayloon, both of you are like suddenly like whoop as you swing it up or start going whoa across the bar, and Yami's like whoa, and you guys just sort of crash into the bar and like it breaks, and
What?
Chad,
Not Chad, no.
Chad, who's like standing on the bar, is like, and he falls off into the back.
Did we accidentally leave the trap door open?
Let me
No,
roll.
no, I specifically did say I did close
Okay.
it. That is,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry.
Checking.
That'd be hilarious if we did though. So yeah, Chad just sort of comes back up and he swivels his hat back around to the back.
You okay, Chad? How's the contents? Shaken, not stirred? Perfect. Why are you having so much trouble with that axe? Can I walk over and just try to like get it away from the broken bar?
I think it's
Sure.
I think it's possessed by something.
What? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is.
Wait, I stop. I don't touch it. I'm sorry. What?
Well, I detected undead from it, and there's something really weird with you too. So I'm assuming it's from that. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm just feeling a little off. I mean, I kind of gone through some life changes, and you know, this whole Manshoon thing is kind of throwing me off. And he kind of darts his eyes over to Yagra and Fala. He says, "Zentarim aren't really friends of mine. You know, my hometown kind of got taken over by them out east. Loudwater, you ever heard of it?" And he's kind of just looking at Yagra now, who's like, I haven't actually, Mayloon. Why don't you come over here so I can beat you at another arm wrestle?
Well then.
All right, this got awkward quickly, my friends.
A little bit.
So hey, Maloon, I have a question.
Yeah. What's up?
So, can you tell me anything like you're Force? You worked with Force Gray. You're pretty well informed. So, do you know any history on the Xanathar? Like, I mean, anything? I know that he's dead, but like, maybe.
Oh man, Xanathar.
Yeah.
Let me roll for Mayloon.
Oh yeah. Is there a new Xanathar
now? So Ott, who's actually sitting not far from here, goes, "Well, I don't know if there's a new Xanathar so much, but that Entropy fellow, she seems to be taking things in stride down there. Hasn't started calling herself Xanathar, though.
Entropy's taking over?
Well, it's kind of yet to be seen yet, but she's making her presence known down there for sure."
Then the Dustmen were correct then. Entropy is taking over.
See,
sorry.
Actually, Entropy is the Doom Guard.
Sorry, yeah, I was about to say that's some Planescape
my
jokes.
good friends, the Doom Guard. Fractal Pintar. Destroy the Modron March 2020.
Solaris is just like, Entropy never tells me anything anymore.
And Peggy Stickbeard says, Ott doesn't tell me anything anymore either. And Ott says, "Oh, Peggy, you're such a hard ass. Just because I left the crew all those years ago and you still got to stick up your bum for it."
Is that why they call you Peggy Stick? Never mind.
No, it's not. And his little tentacles just sort of like slap around, wiggle.
Sure, sorry.
And Mayloon says, yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about the Xanathar, actually.
No?
Thinking about it. No, not really.
Was that your first, like, time, like, actually having a face-to-face?
Oh, face-to-face? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, face-to-face, yeah.
Oh. I mean, you seemed like, you know, there was an instant I thought he was going to, like, fire a bunch of rays at you when you were trying to get Renair out of the tank.
Oh, man, you know, I'm lucky. I'm kind of lucky. I mean, you guys kind of took care of that ray thing.
I didn't do much. I just was, you know,
Hey, I mean, we protected Renair from those. Well, I mean, you and Lara helped protect Renair from the zombie. Yeah.
So, what do you know about Lara?
Oh, Lara's cool.
Yeah.
I used to be her bodyguard when I first came to Waterdeep. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Like cool, like how cool?
You know, she's pretty rad. I mean, she's always fighting for the little guy. So not really my thing, but
So, like
whatever.
when you were a bodyguard, was she like friends with Renair?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of, well, we found out that Vajra got like kidnapped by this wizard. This is before
Okay.
she was Blackstaff. This was like, oh man, 14 years ago when I
Wow.
first came here,
Hmm.
and like she got kidnapped by a wizard who may have been being paid by Renair's dad, and
He's such
like
an asshole.
a little bit. But yeah, like we came to Renair and we were like, "Hey, bud, your basement's got like the Blackstaff in it," and Lara was like, "Hey, idiot, your dad is like screwing around," and we helped Vajra out, and she became Blackstaff. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, and then like Renair and like,
Oh, they dated. Yeah, yeah,
oh, they did. Oh, wow, I didn't know that they
yeah.
dated. So like, was
Uh-huh.
it serious?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, how serious? Serious?
I don't know. I wouldn't ask him.
Why not?
I mean, they only dated for like a year. I mean, maybe
Oh, okay.
two, something like that.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lara's
uh-huh.
like Lara and Renair, I think, both
Uh-huh.
think it's like a big mistake. I haven't,
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm just curious. No, it's nothing.
no, it's whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sure.
I'm gonna go take my axe. And he leans down.
Wait. Before you do that,
Ah, ah, oh, God, I'm not as young as I used to be.
can I cast something to maybe help?
Oh yeah, sure, man.
I cast protection from good and evil on the willing creature.
Oh shit.
That
Oh my God.
way the axe won't possess you. It's
Okay.
fine.
So there is a flash of light from Mayloon's like nostrils and ears, and Solaris, you actually recognize it as something that happened when we went to Undermountain, and we killed like those bugbears who just kept dying, and there was like this weird flash of light inside their head. Um, and Mayloon, who was like trying to lift this axe, just kind of topples onto the ground.
That wasn't supposed to happen. What? Oh,
What?
jeez.
And you see something like moving in his, I guess his mouth, actually. It looks like his mouth is like moving.
Can we get it out?
Sure.
I open his mouth and try to remove whatever
There is a
is.
little brain with puppy dog legs in his mouth. And it just kind of like scurries out. I guess, I mean, you've like opened his mouth, right?
Yeah. How big is the brain? Like,
It's like actual brain size, so, small enough that you could fit it in your hands.
I don't want to touch it. I want to put something on top of it.
Aww. Okay.
Solaris actually shrieks and is like, "Ah, give me a bucket!"
Leaf like takes one over to you.
I put a bucket over the top of it, and I sit on the bucket.
And the whole bar just like people like start running.
I attempt to heal him.
Sure.
I heal 5.
Heal 5.
I don't think that does anything. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Is he dead?
Yami leans down
I'm
and
yelling
like
at
holds
Yami.
Yami holds a stump to his neck and is like, yes.
I don't understand. He's like dead.
Has he been dead this whole time?
Wait, hold on. That was one of those things we saw under the bucket. That was one of those things that almost they fried Renair's brain way back when we first met him. Remember? Yeah.
What is that?
Intellective hour? Is that what they're called?
I'm not that smart to begin with, Yami. I'm not letting it out.
And you hear a voice in all of our heads that says, "Please let me out, bro."
Balloon?
Yes, kind of.
Explain
Long
yourself.
Okay, listen. Can we like go somewhere else? Cause I'm pretty sure the guard is like gonna show up. Since we freaked everybody out by doing that. Also, Meloon's body is just gonna like rot now. Kind of mean. I really
How
enjoyed
long's
that.
Balloon been dead?
You probably should close shop and we take this to the basement or something. I don't know.
All right,
I don't
fine.
work here.
Can we not go to the basement? I really hate dungeons. It's kind of like
We'll go upstairs
mess
to the
with my vibe.
library.
Okay. Are you like gonna put a piece of paper under
Yes,
the bucket?
and
Like
I literally am doing the whole like piece of cardboard under the bucket and like covering the bucket. So
all right.
get up
So
the
we go out of the common room into like the street where there are people just like, what's going on? And we go around the shop, like up the stairs to the apartment.
As we're doing this walk around, I look at Yami and I go, we need to like talk about like we need to put some stairs inside. Or at least a ladder.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. A ladder'd be nice.
A ladder.
Like,
I mean,
we open a trap door and like ladder comes down.
Or
I mean,
or a pole you can slide down from.
Okay.
That would be so cool. We should put a pole in that goes from the attic all the way down to the bottom floor.
Oh,
so we can just access the whole building.
That's interesting.
I love it.
I love it.
That shouldn't cost much. Of 10-foot pole's like 5 silver or something, right? I don't remember.
Well, how many 10-foot poles would that take? Well, we can think about it later. Okay, we can think about it later. And the telepathic voice goes, "Yes, please think about it later."
You're welcome to workshop the idea with us, okay?
Oh. I mean, it sounds fun.
Great.
I'm not good with that kind of thing.
Sure. You're a brain. You should be good with ideas. Jeez.
So you're going to take him up to the library. Which, what is the library like decorated as nowadays?
I mean, I know Solaris was trying to fill it with books as she had opportunity. So it's probably at least partially got books in it. She probably has, like, Solaris usually tinkers upstairs, like in the extra storage room, but she's that kind of person that things kind of spread out.
Yes.
So probably some tinkering things in here too, and little projects. There may be like a clockwork little bug flying around or something that she forgot she left in there.
A little bug just around your head, Patience.
Out of just panic, I do have a great sword conjured.
I would say that Solaris definitely has at least the one of the golden magic dagger is like in one hand.
Yami is just kind of like looking.
Looks at camera.
So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here, guys?
Maybe next time.
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so what do we do? Do we put down the bucket with the thing?
I'd like to think
this would be the best spot.
That's true.
For maybe Katie and then Jamey just showing up.
Yeah.
Good point.
I would like to think that, okay, so there's like the one table, the one like desk in the center of the library with the chair, the bookshelves all around. So Solaris has the bucket. She shoves the bucket into Patience's like arms for a second, then goes over and takes like a big empty jar off the shelf and like pulls out a giant cork. And then it's like 3, 2, 1, dump it. And then she'll shove the cork in, and then she'll poke like 3 holes in the top of the cork so that there's air, because she doesn't know if this thing needs to breathe. And then she puts it on the table.
Suddenly have a jar that has a little brain with legs inside of it.
We have a brain in a jar.
We do.
We do. So, and it says, I guess I have a lot of explaining to do, huh?
Just a little bit, at least.
And I think that's where we'll end it for this week.
That was unexpected.
I seriously thought he was possessed by something. I guess I was right. In a way.
Now, what's up with the axe is the question. Besides the intellect of
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was the axe that was possessing him.
So hey, let's go around and do some plugs. Jeanette, since you weren't here last time,
I wasn't.
What's going on with you?
Oh,
How you
not too
been?
much. Okay, lots, going on. Oh, and I won't be here next time, so that's sad. But I have a fundraiser event that's live in person, so it's okay. So, what do I have going on? Well, I believe this Monday night at 7 p.m. is Eastern time on my channel, Uncanny_Adventures. We're gonna play some more Call of Cthulhu in the Old West. There was a bank robbery. A posse was formed because a young girl was kidnapped. They tracked them. Found a really grisly murder scene in a barn on a farm, and they're heading back to town because I think they want to find a lot more help because now they're a bit nervous. So they're inquiring about Gatling guns and things like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness. Okay.
So, but you can also find us every other Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time for Skull and Shackles, D&D 5e. Dylan plays in that.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of trying to take another pirate ship. Their first real act of piracy on the high seas. And every other Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so not this week, but next week, we also play another Old West Call of Cthulhu adventure where people are having a lot of problems with their memory, and the sheriff marshal forgot he was a marshal and let a guy out of jail that was supposed to stay in jail, and there's zombies. The dead are rising from the local cemetery, and so one of them walked in the bar and had a drink. Yeah, we got that going on. And then I play on
the Wild West.
Yeah, and then I play here on Scott's channel every other Saturday for some Ghosts of Saltmarsh at 7 p.m. Eastern. So,
pirate stuff. Yeah.
They are just getting into the final enemy. They were scouting a bit. They haven't entered yet, but they are doing some scouting.
Yep. So
I love that trilogy. I've loved that since before Ghosts of Saltmarsh came out. It's good stuff.
It has been a lot of fun.
Speaking of Scott, we're on your channel. What do you have going on?
Well, if you're watching this on Twitch, you'll notice below that a certain friend of mine, Uncanny Adventures, aka Jeanette, right here, told me how Twitch works. So I got a bunch of panels down there that have playlists on my YouTube channel and Dylan's YouTube channel of all the shows.
Whoa, you can do that? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
right?
That's awesome.
That has all of the backlog for all of these campaigns. So I got 10 bajillion of them. But now you can just watch them at your leisure. You get the playlist, and you could save it for later. There's like a little on YouTube. If you're signed in, there's like a little plus sign of playlists where you can save them. So just a fun little fact. But also on top of those shows, I'm going to be trying. No, well, I'm not trying. There's do or do not. There is no trying. I am doing commission work for 5th edition stuff. So if any of you need any help with making maybe the layout of a PDF, or you just have an idea but you want to make it work in 5th edition mechanics, but you're not really sure where to go to, you can contact me on Twitter, which is the name below here, and I should be able to help you with that. I'm actually working with somebody on a new Warlock patron. So
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, and
she has been telling me all about it.
and this show was the Dragon Heist show on Power Score RPG's channel, so you should definitely go check him out. Oh,
totally. Which actually, based on certain events here with Zariel, you might want to see what Zariel is up to with the Dungeon Academy crew, who helped, I guess, redeem her more or less. When they went to hell to get a piece of the Rod of Seven Parts.
Redeemed her as well as the adventure lets you.
That's true, yeah. And well, but yeah, hey, I'm Dylan. You can find me here on Saturdays, running these lovely people, as well as some who could not make it. Coming up in a few weeks, maybe, actually, we might have guests from Dungeon Academy coming to join us for a little play. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to playing with you some more, Scott, Jeanette, and we will see you next week, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Thank you.